These books wouldn't cost you an arm or a leg, but it will help your investing life. Hello! Hi everyone. As you know, my name is Andy Ogaga and I'm that tech boy that loves real estate. So today we'll be giving you some advice specifically for landlords. I will be introducing you to a book by someone who is well known in the real estate scene, and his name is Robert Kiyosaki. If you've heard of a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, he wrote that. And he also wrote one other book that's not really as popular as Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that book is called The Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. In that book, he talks about the good scenarios at which landlords would make money from their properties. So what he talks about is what are the thinking lines that the landlords should take. How should they think with respect to their investments? How will they know that they are actually making profit in such investments? Where should they get the properties, and what should they charge people who rent their properties? So, and within that book, one key thing that he talked about was the 1% rule. And that 1% rule is majorly a guide that tells people how they should charge rent on their properties. For example, if you have a property worth that you got at the rate of 100 million, how much should that rent be if you want to rent a property out for every month? Now, the 1% rule says if you have a property that is purchased at 100 million, then the rent per month of that property is supposed to be 1% of that total price at which you got the property. This then becomes a little bit confusing when it comes to Nigeria, because Nigeria charges rent yearly. Now, what do we do to be able to calculate this rent with respect to monthly rents? You should do the math by dividing the total rent at which you rent this property out by 12. What you get should be, on average, close to 1% of what that property price is. There are little variations between how we calculate ours and how they calculate theirs, especially in the US, because in Nigeria we don't really factor in tax, we don't factor in property taxes, we don't factor in income taxes. But if you read that book, I'm sure you would understand all the calculations necessary. So today I would advise you, if you want to invest, then you should read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad 1. You should also read the book Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. These books are wonderful. These books wouldn't cost you an arm or a leg, but it will help your investing life. All right, that's all for today. Next time, we'll get through talking about more of investing by talking about the REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust. If you've heard about the 1% rule, leave comments up and tell me what you think about it. And if you've not heard of it, have you heard about the REITs, which is the real estate investment trusts? Leave some comments about it and we can talk more about that. See you on the next one. Until then, I'm Andy Ogaga, that boy that loves real estate. Cheers, guys.